Sharing with you in this video how to transcend pain and pleasure to align with who you actually want to be in your life. And the reason why I believe that this concept is so powerful and so important is because what I really believe is that if we attach to just pain or just pleasure to feel fulfilled, we are always going to suffer. We're going to suffer. And so really what we want to do is become greater than the pain and the pleasure. Rise above the pain and the pleasure. And so the first thing that I want to share with you in this video to really get closer to this understanding is to understand, first of all, that there is something deeper than pain and pleasure. I think that we have to start to consider this. Like, have you ever thought to yourself, is there anything deeper to life than just feeling happy one moment and then sad another? I believe that we need to start to live our life based on principles, based on values, based on commitments and discipline. I think that this is where the true growth and the true transformation happens, when we see that you have to commit to something greater than just how you feel. You want the actual truth. And the actual truth comes from a commitment, not just to your vision, not just to an idea, not just to your desires, but for the truest desire, which is a commitment to be honest with yourself and to understand that you want the truth of the situation. So if you actually value the truth of any situation and you value who you really want to be, what you start to understand is that you don't just value happiness and pain anymore and feeling as much happiness as possible and running away from pain. It's that you would want to, and you do start to always want the truth, regardless of if it makes you feel happy or sad. You just accept the truth as it is. You want the truth as it is. You accept it just however it makes you feel, whether if you feel good about it or if you feel bad about it. So the question is, do you want to know the truth even if it makes you feel sad, even if it makes you feel upset? So really, I think that if we want to transcend pain and pleasure, to really start to align with your actual vision, whatever it is that you care about, whatever your values are, we want to start to align with something deeper than pain and pleasure, which is really your identity. And when I say your identity, I mean, of course, as well, not losing yourself in your identity and the role that you are playing. Because I believe that life is just about playing roles. We are meant to play roles. We're meant to really cast ourselves for roles consciously and play the roles that we want to play. But a really good mentor of mine taught me once that what happens is that when we unconsciously cast ourselves for roles that we don't even realize that we're casting to ourselves and that we're playing these roles, and we start playing a role that doesn't resonate for us, that we don't really want to be playing. And that's a huge problem, because if we start to play roles that doesn't actually resonate for us and we start to do things unconsciously, what's happening is that you're going to be attached to pain and pleasure as a result of this. So when you commit to the person and the role that you actually want to be, you understand that pain and pleasure is still going to be a natural part of life, but at least you get to play the character that you actually want. When you don't do this consciously, you still are going to feel pain and you still are going to feel pleasure, but there's no free will there. You're sort of just doing things usually at the results of other people's opinions of you, what they think of you, their perspectives of you, whatever projections they have of you, you automatically just sort of take them on and accept them as the truth, not having any sort of independence to your own thinking. So if you value any kind of independence in your life, if you want to become an independent thinker, if you want to think for yourself, if you want to have your own values, your own beliefs, and your own perspectives on things, what's going to be really important for you is to value understanding who you are beyond pain and pleasure, happiness and sadness, the deeper truth of your essence beyond your feelings. And so the second thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to really transcend pain and pleasure to align with who it is that you actually want to be is to understand that when you align with this true essence that I'm sort of pointing to in this video, your purpose in that present moment becomes very, very clear. whatever your purpose is in life in any given moment, and the claim that I'm making in this video is that it's going to become absolutely clear when you are present. When you're truly present, when you're truly connected to the present moment, you will absolutely just sort of know what to do. You will just know what to say. You will know what to act on. You will know how to be. So the key here is to focus on prioritizing, transcending pain and pleasure, and then naturally you will be who it is that you want to be, is the claim that I'm making. You'll naturally be who it is that you want to be. You'll know what to do. You'll know what to act on, whatever your intentions are. And if you don't have any intentions, you'll figure out what they are naturally and easily. And whatever doesn't serve your intentions, once you figure out your intentions, you will easily let them go when you're truly conscious, because it's really easy to hold on to negativity and to self-inflicting beliefs that are causing you pain when you have full identification with them and there's a strong sense of self attached to these ideas that you are saying that you either like or don't like, or whatever your opinion is, but they could be causing you harm. But when you have enough spaciousness in your life and enough consciousness, and you've taken enough space from all the drama in your life, from all the stories you're creating, from the stories that other people are creating, and you remove yourself from the stories and see the truth as it is, the actual truth, what starts to happen is that you start to feel much better about yourself and who you really are, and then you naturally know what actions to take from that space of just feeling connected to who you really are. So action is not a forceful thing. So really what I want to make very clear in every single video that I ever record is that, of course, action can feel resistance sometimes, and it can feel like a resistance. Other times it can feel like you're not in resistance. But the most important thing is to not lose your essence while you're doing what you're doing. You know, if there's any path of least resistance, you will find that path from being conscious in the easiest way possible. Just by being conscious, just by being present, that's how you're going to do it. Wisdom comes from being present. That's where aligned action comes in, and you just know what to do. If you want to figure out how to know what to do in every single moment, how to access divine intelligence, how to access just knowing what to do in any single moment and naturally knowing what to do, what you want to do is start to connect to just being present. And so the final thing that I want to really share with you in this video is to understand that if you want to be truly selfless in your life and truly be a selfless person, what you want to start to do is to be selfish enough to actually care about your peace and to care about actually how you feel. So if anybody wants to be selfless or to, help anybody or to be a person of service or any kind of concept that people are interested in, helping the world, what you want to do is first and foremost value your state and how it is that you want to be in the world. That's going to be very, very important, to say the least. Because what happens is that if you lose yourself in your creations so much that you are too selfless to the point that you're not now selfish enough to put your energy inwards to care about how you actually feel, what happens is that you will then be giving so much that you don't even know who you are anymore. You don't even know who you are anymore. You lose yourself in what you're doing. And that's a problem, because then what happens is that you are in that space attached to pain, attached to pleasure. Even if something good is happening, there's so much attachment to the good that you're subconsciously scared of losing it. You can't even be present with it. You're not even going to be able to be present with what you're getting, the results that you're achieving, because you're going to be so scared of losing it. That's the problem with lack of presence, If you don't practice presence, even if you manage to achieve results in your life and what it is that you care about, you're going to be scared of losing it. The question is, can you hold it? Can you hold the abundance? Can you hold just having what you want? Can you accept it? Like if life was to, for example, just kind of give you what you wanted, like just today, would you be able to just accept it as normal? Just normal, Like, don't get me wrong, it's not that you're not going to feel happy, but then are you going to be able to stay detached from that happiness and then again return back just to a normal state. So really, I think that this is a really powerful way to create what you want in your life, is to just see it as normal. Because if you're overly emotional about something, what you're hiding there is that you're afraid of losing it. You know, haven't you ever noticed that if you're very, very, very happy about something, it's almost like life just kind of has a way of just makes you kind of just like screw it up, or something just happens. Haven't you ever noticed that? Haven't you ever noticed that, like, if you're just so happy about something, you're so emotional, you're so ecstatic about something, it just kind of like things just go not necessarily in the most logical direction anymore, because you lose your groundedness. You lose who you really are. So I'm not saying to not be happy about stuff. I'm not saying to not feel ecstatic about stuff if you feel ecstaticness. What I'm saying is to be present with it, and to be detached to the point where you let the emotion pass by, but you let it be what it is, and you don't cling on to it. Because clinging on to pleasure will create pain, and clinging on to pain will create suffering. So why not let an emotion be what it is, and then again, return back to just who you really are? Instead of forcing things to be better or forcing things to change, why not let things change and transform from a space of wisdom, from a space of true wisdom, from a space of true transformation, where I really believe is just being who you really are, and then embodying that, letting that selflessness come through just by being selfish enough to, again, care about your peace, care about how you feel, care about your state. So if you care about your state more than the things that you're getting in the external world, you will naturally transcend pain and pleasure, and then you will naturally, as a result, be who it is that you want to be in your life, and you'll be able to create what you want in a much easier way. It's going to be easier for you to create what you want because you're being a person of integrity. You're being a person of true discipline, of excellence. What does it really mean to be a person of excellence? It means to be a person that's aligned with the true essence of who you are, beyond just the surface